Hello, everybody. In the spirit of our course on taking a risk and being innovative, I thought I would try something I've not done before, which is record a video for one of my announcements. I'm not actually a big fan of explanatory or educational videos because I much prefer to have my information in a non-linear manner. However, it's come to my attention that many of my students do enjoy watching videos, and so I thought I should try to keep up with my student. Today, I just want to talk a bit about the leadership and professional learning assignment that's coming up. The instructions are to individually design and produce a presentation tool that you can use to inspire your colleagues to be innovative in their own curriculum planning. So on the idea of your colleagues, one of the guiding questions, if you look down below on the assignment, it says, who is my audience? So I want you to tell us who your colleagues are. Are they math teachers? Are they a broader range of teachers at your school? Are they high school or primary teachers? So who exactly are or is your intended audience for your presentation? You can use a variety of tools, Prezi or video, and a variety of other types of tools to present your information. One thing about the presentation, though, is that often a presentation is accompanied by the presenter. So in this case, you won't be there to present this to me. So the presentation should be a more or less standalone. So this might, speak to the need to have a video uh, or some other tool that allows me to see your presentation in its entirety without needing you to explain for me. Um, some of the things that you can discuss are explore how to incorporate new practices. So a lot of you have looked at your framework and then we brought that framework back out. You've looked at how to incorporate risk into your framework. You've looked at how to incorporate inclusiveness into your framework. So now you've really done a great job of redesigning that framework to explain or to help guide how you will conduct your classes. So I would expect something around that framework. You can also talk about taking a risk and how you may have taken a risk in your curriculum and what were the results of that. I think that's also very exciting. So if we go down to the guiding questions, some of the things you might think about again are what have you learned in this course that you can share with this audience? So you really want to think about, was there an aha moment or what was your new learning out of this course that you can share with your audience? Think about the best way to share those ideas, depending on what you're sharing. If you're sharing your framework, of course, we need the framework, and then you might talk about the framework. If you're sharing an experience, that might be more conducive to using PowerPoint or Prezi. And then make sure you're connected to one of the course themes, so planning, innovation, risk, inclusion, or all of them. Again, with those frameworks, many of them have worked in a very clear planning process. There's innovation in there, there's risk. And now after their assignment in Module 4, there's a lot of inclusive ideas in those frameworks. And if there's some big idea that you've learned or big piece of learning that you want to share with your colleagues, then you need to do a rationale. The rationale says 3 pages, but let's limit that to 1,000 words. 3 pages is kind of a vague description. Please don't go over 1,000 words. I have to read them, and it takes a long time. And it says here, you are not rationalizing the content of your presentation. What you are rationalizing is how do you think your presentation will inspire people to explore critical thinking? So don't try to explain why you did what you did in your presentation. Try to explain how your presentation will motivate others So what did you do in the presentation that you think will motivate or inspire your colleagues to explore some critical thinking, some innovation, some inclusive practices in their own classroom? Says you should reference the Module 5 resources, so that's fine. Then you could upload the presentation and the rationale to the assignment section. You can also, and we ask you to also upload it to the Module 5 discussion forum. You won't be graded on the discussion forum itself, but in the spirit of a community of inquiry, I always love to see students share their work through discussion forums. Again, feel free to email me with any questions at any time. I always try to get back to students as soon as possible. The due date is on November 24th, so you have about 12 days to get that in. I will start marking them right on the 25th. However, if you need a few extra days, that's fine. I do have my own deadline to get the grades in. So if you do need an extension, just let me know and we can negotiate what a reasonable extra amount of time will be. Okay.